Hi there, and welcome to Kiddie Korner Media. And today we're talking about not just about what's good and bad behavior, but the pressure that sometimes we put ourselves under to not just be well behaved, but trying to help other people who might not be acting appropriately be well behaved too. And learning that it's not exactly our job to do that. It's a lot. And the book I chose to talk about this subject today is called The Good Egg by Jory and Pete Oswald. These two have made a number of very cute books. And what I like about them is there's the main message, but there's always an underlying message that we can all look at and take to heart. And it's about this very good egg who prides himself on behaving well, helping others, doing the best that they can do, always lending a hand, even if sometimes lending a hand doesn't turn out the way they want it to. And one day he goes in with his 12-pack under the recycled roof, as they call it, and he notices all the others behave a little wild. They throw temper tantrums, they play pranks, they break their stuff, they yell, they tease, they call names. And the good egg decides it's his job to help them learn better behavior. And right there is the first lesson. It's not your job to help someone out be better. If they ask for help, that's one thing, but you don't have to take it all on your own. People are responsible for their own actions and their own choices. Something I always say to my students is your initial feelings, that's natural, that's your instinct. But that moment you take to think and then act, well, that's your character. That's who you are, and that is what you're responsible for. You're not responsible for someone else's moment to think and act. That's on them. Well, he takes on so much onto himself, he starts to literally crack. For us humans, it might be cracking under the pressure of taking too much on. And he realizes he needs to get away. He needs to go and figure out what's going on. So he takes off and he journeys through the world for a long time. And there's this lovely part I'd like to share with you. Eventually, he learns that he has to also take care of himself. Slowly, he starts up new hobbies. He starts finding new things to do and taking care of himself. For once, I found time for me. And guess what? Little by little, the cracks in my shell started to heal. My head no longer felt scrambled. I started to like myself again. So I made a big decision. I'm returning to my old carton and my friends. Besides, I'm kind of lonely out here. This time, I know what I need to do. Try not to worry so much. I'll be good to my fellow eggs while also being good to myself. And I think right there is another important lesson. Sometimes you do have to just take care of yourself before you can take care of anyone else. So, from there, you can go on to having a wonderful conversation with the little ones. Ask them, were there times where you felt responsible for something someone else did? And you can share your times where you might have felt that way. Talk about why you felt responsible or why they felt responsible. Talk about what happened afterwards and ask if was it really their responsibility? Did it help trying to take those feelings on, putting that pressure on yourself? I mean, there's plenty of pressure as it is at school, at home, in life, at your jobs. You don't have to add more to yourself. And then talk about it. Talk about ways you can take care of yourself when you feel that pressure, when you feel those cracks opening up. Give them a few strategies, maybe something that you do, Or start up a new hobby, something to take care of your mind and help you relax. That's a wonderful way to work it out. And from there, maybe journaling, maybe doing so many other things, arts and crafts, having joy, having fun, and knowing as long as you're doing what's appropriate, helping out those when they ask, treating others kindly, you're doing the right thing. All right? And we're all going to make mistakes too. We might choose to do something that maybe wasn't the right choice, but it's okay. Because just like the egg learned out, nobody's perfect. And it's okay to relax a little bit too. It's okay to pick yourself up and move on when there's a mistake or a bump in the road. It's okay to sometimes choose something wrong as long as you're taking accountability and doing exactly what you should to make up for it. And that's what the good egg learns. So hopefully this is something that will be helpful and interesting. If not, either way, I'm glad you joined us today. All right, you have a good one. Pass on that positivity. Bye.